everybody, it's Dara, and I am up to some serious raw food, good fun in the kitchen, and I have been all this week. I've been craving flavors and just the vibrancy of the raw food, which basically is going to help us not only prevent disease, which we all want, but it's going to help to make us feel beautiful and give us more energy. And all health comes from the inside out, and this gorgeous food is a way of creating beauty and health from the inside out, and that's just how it goes. Really, it's the truth. This is the truth. So I'm about to make a truthful dinner for you, something I made the other night and had to post it on Instagram because I wanted to just list the ingredients so you would remember, I would remember, and then I'd go ahead and make a video about it. So I was hungry and it was quick and I wanted to watch a movie. So I took my handy dandy organic cauliflower and I made it into little pieces. This is going to be our cauliflower medley. And I have cabbage, and one of the reasons, I want to tell you one of the reasons I love purple cabbage so much, not only for the color, because it goes so beautifully with green. So if you are serving someone a dish of kale, which kale is one of our ingredients, hold on, oh, that's funny, I washed it and then forgot about it. Okay, so basically kale is green, and you could serve a big bowl of green, cut up really finely, and that's beautiful, but how beautiful is it to pair it with purple, right? So opposite colors on the color wheel, and they make it pop. For the color, for the fiber, hearty. We fill our stomachs with fiber, so the fat, if we fill our stomachs with fat, then we're still hungry, then more fat, and then there's just like a whole lot of fat, which can clog our whole system. We want a healthy amount of healthy fats for our brain function, for our nervous system. Going no fat for too long isn't really, we start to get a little, so some healthy fat, right? The essential fatty acids, 3 and 6s. So my theory is that I use the fats to get in the fiber, because you could eat cabbage alone and you could eat kale alone, but it's a lot more palatable and delicious when we use a little bit of fat, which I'm going to introduce to you in a second, the healthy fats that I use. So cabbage not only has a lot of fiber, which is going to fill us up and detoxify us, it also is something that lasts in the refrigerator a long time. It's hearty, and it also fills up fast. Fills you up fast. It's bulky. So if you are feeding someone who's maybe larger, who's maybe not accustomed to eating very light, to if you need to feed a lot of people, cabbage is an inexpensive yet amazingly nutritious way to make the dish go longer and last longer and feed more people. So excellent party food. So what I'm doing today is showing you something that you can vary with different seasoning, with different fats, and these are the components. So there's the salad component, and then there's the dressing component. Now the other night I had chopped up cabbage, I chopped up purple onion. We've got cauliflower, purple cabbage, purple onion, and some mushrooms. Okay, that's what I had. You could add tomatoes, you could add chopped up zucchini. I liked it a little crunchy though. I like that whole thing. So I have more onions going here, and the only thing I didn't chop up was the kale, so we can do that while we are talking. This kind of dish is going to last in the refrigerator. The veggies last longer without the dressing than with the dressing, but if you dress it, it could last up to 3 days in a glass container. So the veggies could be 5 days without the dressing. I did so much cutting, my finger hurts. I think that it's important to show how we don't need fancy equipment. I could get out a blender. I don't need to. I can mix a bottom of the bowl dressing. The only reason that I would use a blender for this one is if I wanted to use one of my black cobra peppers from my garden, or my bishop's hat. This cute little, it looks like a bishop's hat. And I could chop this in and mix it into the bottom of the dressing, but it is possible that you or your friend or loved one could get a piece of it, and it's very strong. So then you would want to blend it. I don't always do that for myself because I don't have a problem. So this dish, not a problem to use the blender or not. So if you didn't want to chop up a pepper, then just go ahead and use crushed red pepper or cayenne, and that will do it, and that you can mix at the bottom of the bowl. So here we have it. So that's our kale. I'm going to use a bit more, but you don't need me to see me chop all of that. It really is about how many people am I going to feed. Am I going to use a whole cabbage, maybe a head and half of cauliflower, 2 bunches of kale, the more the merrier, plus it stays in the refrigerator. It's just a matter of who are you making for it, how long do you need it, and so on. But it's a really, really great thing to have later for a snack or the next day for lunch or dinner. So, okay, so here's the bowl, and we're gonna do a bottom of the bowl situation. I know I used a little bit of olive oil. Nouveau is my new favorite. And how much you use is dependent upon how many vegetables you're covering. Remember, I always say to make it potent. Now, because you're going over a lot of roughage, I used, there's a company called Gem Raw Organics, and they make the most delicious cardamom, coconut, nut butter that I've ever had. It's amazing. I just gave the last bit of it to my friend Lisa to dip the handmade chocolates I make in to take to her husband. But I'm getting some soon. I've ordered some. Divine Foods is a good place to order these things from. DivineFoods.com, my friend Tristan. But so I'm gonna mimic it. It won't be as good because I'm telling you, their cardamom coconut nut butter gave the whole dish kind of like a spicy, not a spicy. Did you ever have cold sesame noodles? It's got like that peanut buttery kind of, that's what this dish kind of tastes like. So I'm gonna go ahead and use this wonderful Artisana Organics raw almond butter. And I'm feeding more than one person, so I'm using a huge dollop. I've got my chili flakes. Just put as much as you want in. We have cardamom, so that will go in. Now, as far as the coconut, here we go. You can use a fresh Thai coconut, okay? This has to be opened with a cleaver or a Cocoa Jack tool, and then you drink the water and you scoop out the fruit on the inside, and that will give you the creamy consistency. If you are not all about doing this, because not everybody is, I'm going to give you 2 other tricks. Coconut flakes or coconut powder blended with water will give you the kind of that creaminess. Since I'm not using a blender, I'm going to tell you another way. So this is for hotel rooms, dorm rooms, quick on the go, people with no equipment, people only with a knife, a bowl, and a cutting board. I guess you would need a can opener. You've never seen me in almost 1,000 videos open up a can, but this one is lined on the inside so you're not getting the aluminum, and it's organic coconut milk. So it's made by Native Forest. I used it for like the first time the other day. I got some cans of it because there's a way to make whipped coconut cream with this. Like you just take the top layer, you chill it, you take the top layer, not the liquidy part, and you whisk it in a bowl that's already cold, and you can get a coconut cream. So that's why I have these. I wanted to play, and the other night I was like, ooh, give me a dollop of that. So, you know, this is what was left over, and I'll use a little dollop. It'll make it a little creamy, and that will be that. You don't have to use it. I don't normally do that on this channel, but we're keeping it raw. We're keeping it real. So tandoori. No, I want the Indonesian curry or satay. You can use whatever spices you want. This is East Asian spices. I thought I used Indian curry, a curry blend, but on the counter I now have tandoori masala, and that's gonna do it. Why not? Tandoori masala, use whatever spices you like, okay? We definitely need some pink Himalayan salt. That's the salt that I favor. And as far as a brightness, because we always put in salt, we put in our spices, we put in a fat, we need a citrus or a brightness, and I have apple cider vinegar handy. By all means, please go ahead and use, for some reason I used all my lemon. So lemon would be great in here. I do have lime. I bought limes. Hold on. I thought I was so organized, but I still am organized. And more important than organized, I'm happy. And I'm making this food in a happy mood, which will change the course of everything. I mean, you eat happy food, you feel happy. So lime is great, right? We get vitamin C, boosts our collagen, helps our skin, helps us to feel and look beautiful, and our bodies can't produce it, so we need to add it. So it's, for me, a better choice than apple cider vinegar, but apple cider vinegar is a great choice. So we have a lime. I don't know that I used that the other night. Almost nothing comes out the same around here. It's just the way it is, unless I write it exactly, and even then, you never know. Which is why the Soups and Smoothies ebook that's coming out is really exciting, because it is to a T, been tested and tested. So the other thing I want to say for anybody in Europe that wants to meet me, I'm going October 8th with my friend Lisa. We're going to document raw travels in Paris. So if you can, this is looking gorgeous. I'll probably October 10th or 11th do a meet and greet. But find me on Facebook, or you could send me an email, dara@daradubinet.com. So, okay, this is looking amazing. The only thing we're missing, well, I don't know if it's the only thing, but we definitely need a sweet. So if you're blending this, go ahead and use coconut sugar, or you could use a date, or 2 or 5. I will use the Date Lady syrup. The Date Lady, how lovely is she? Pure date syrup that's organic. A big dollop of that. And I know I'm gonna want it spicy. So this is looking really good. Then all I do is taste the dressing, and then I pour in the vegetables, I stir it, I serve it in a beautiful bowl. I take a picture of it for Instagram, and that's that. I am going to use avocado, and I am also going to, I've told you this before, but I'll tell you again, raw almonds that have been soaked for 8 hours, rinsed and drained, then candied with probably some maple syrup. You could use agave, you could use coconut nectar, garlic, a little bit of cayenne, and some salt, and you dehydrate them. And these are wonderful. If you chop them up, which I'm going to do, they're wonderful as a topping. If you don't have time or the inclination to do that, and you don't have a dehydrator, you can buy Go Raw pumpkin seeds. You can use plain pumpkin seeds. So what else we have? I guess I'm gonna mix and taste, right? That's what it looks like. It is so hot here, Venice, I don't even know what to say. It's perfection, for real, like not a joke, amazing. So in goes the cauliflower, in goes the mushrooms. I am going to put a gorgeous avocado over everything when I serve it with the nuts. I need a bigger spoon. Okay, I want to get this done so I can go for a walk on the beach. It's really important to get our body movement, yeah, and to get our feet on the earth. Okay, this is so pretty. I'm so happy. So this is, and the greens go in. I didn't make it heavy on the greens. It's sort of like when you put parsley in a dish and it kind of adds to it, but it doesn't take over. But this is a healthy dose of greens. And tomatoes nice in here too. You can go ahead and cut tomatoes and put them in for the red color, for the lycopene. So we have a lot of chlorophyll, we have a lot of protein in here. Not only do we have the almond butter, which is protein, we have leafy greens. Leafy greens help us to make protein. Leafy greens have tons of amino acids, which are the building blocks of protein. So, where do you get your protein? I am not protein deficient, and I'm happy to say I'm not anything deficient. Maybe deficient in exercise, but that's coming up. I'm definitely going to put, oh, it's so good. And I can do a little bit more olive oil and a little bit more salt. And it's amazing. Wow, what a great movie night, like dinner. And so then all I do is I I have some things to share with you also. I know somebody wanted to know what truffle oil I use. The other night I just took also, last night I did, it's on Instagram, I did cauliflower kale, and all I did was I put nutritional yeast, I think, anyway, white truffle oil, garlic, and salt, that's it. It was black salt, which is really special, Hawaiian black salt, white truffle oil, and garlic powder. So that was, I didn't use garlic in this. I think I'll put some garlic. Okay, so all I have to do for everybody is show you this is just, the breeze is coming in. I'm going to show you. Okay, this is just what I got. It's gorgeous. Made with Arbequina olives, grown in California, Regalis, white truffle oil. It's amazing. What does it taste like? Just like truffle mushrooms. It's beautiful. It just adds such elevation to the simplest of vegetables, zucchini noodles, cauliflower, and kale. Okay, so now I'm going to need a bowl. I'm going to bring a dish to my dad. That's what I'm going to do. Herbie, we need to have him on the show. Some avocado. And I hope the camera's still running. I really do. I bet it is. Ta-da! Okay, and some avocado on top. And why not have a couple of tomatoes for color, right? And lycopene. And a wonderful amount of sodium, and natural sodium, that and celery if you want to salt things up. And salt helps our body regulate water. Fat helps our brains be healthy. We just want to have a lot of the fiber to pull out toxins from our body. So who wouldn't want to eat this and say, I'm detoxing, I'm on a cleanse. This is the cleanse before this deep cleanse. This is the cleanse before the juice cleanse. I'm really adamant and passionate about learning how to feed ourselves day in and day out. Have a soup and a smoothie per day and a salad, and your whole life will change. So I would call this a life-changing cauliflower medley. I love you guys. Do get your greens on, and I will see you soon.